Good day and welcome to my cooking channel, The Fedorable Chef. Most of you don't know the traditions of the fedora. I'll try to explain some of that as we go along. I'm building the channel based on thinking outside the box with different recipes. Today we're going to make spicy Italian meatballs. We're going to incorporate some of the recipe ingredients that were passed down from my mother, my grandmother's, my father's mother, Sicilian cooking, my mother's mother's from the Vasto, the Abruzzi region of Italy. So we're going to incorporate a lot of it. Now the measuring cups, you're not going to see use the measuring cup because these traditional dishes, they use two things, you know, the teaspoon and the tablespoon. So we're going to incorporate that. I hope that in doing this, you can see the difference of the ingredients. It's not an either or, it's a and type deal. So what I'm talking about is sometimes they're made with Italian breadcrumbs and sometimes they use Italian bread. We're going to use both, not so much with the Italian breadcrumbs because you want your meatballs to be juicy, but the crumbs will give it a little bit of texture. So let's get started, and remember to wake up when you're cooking that passion, that food soul. It's so important to just smell the aromas as you cook. We're gonna be using some fresh basil, some fresh parsley, some minced garlic. You're gonna have a lot of flavors as you go along. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1 pound of ground beef. And it's going to be 80-20. I wouldn't go too lean on it. As you know, you want the flavors. So we're going to use 1 pound of the ground beef. We're going to kick it up a little bit, adding the spice. Now, depending on how spicy you like it. I like it, but my kids and other family members, they don't like it as spicy, but we're going to cook 1 link, roughly a 1/4 pound of hot Italian sausage. Now you can get your hot Italian sausage where you go to your butcher or your store to get it, and we're going to incorporate the hot Italian sausage. If you like it a little bit on the hotter side, you could use 2 links. I'm using just 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the ground pork. Let's open that up. And again, we're going to use pretty much 1/2 pound with the pork. I would say you get pork sausage for the flavor. Just again, use the brands that you know, that you trust, that you like. We're going to put in 1/2 pound again of the pork sausage. Just squeeze it right in there, and we're going to grab 2 eggs. We're going to mince the garlic. We're going to put some minced garlic in. We're going to chop up an onion. Important thing to have is water. You can put it in a bowl. I prefer to cook on the counter next to the sink. We can wash our hands regularly and get ready to mix it. Now for the 2 eggs, you can use brown eggs, you can use regular eggs. So we'll take our 2 eggs and just put those in there. Yolks, gives it the flavor. Now we're going to mix it up a little bit. Again, you're incorporating. You're going to have to break open that sausage from the casing, get all of that sausage in there. You know, as we're making this, reminds me of when I used to cook with my mother, and she loved to cook. She would cook enough food for the whole city, and they really loved her cooking. I remember one time I told her, what is this, Mom? And I had my hands down like this. Of course, you know, they got meat all over them. And she goes, I don't know, Mike, what is that? I said, it's your soul, your cooking soul. You got to have passion, right? So, you know, this is the dead Italian, because if it was alive, it'd be going like this and mixing, right? And she found some humor in that, and we started a nice life journey of cooking together. She was very special and taught me a lot about cooking. Of course, she learned a lot from her mother, and my father's mother, my grandmother Maloney, she was born in Messina, so a lot of the Sicilian cooking. So now we got the meat, the sausage, the pork, the ground round 80-20, all mixed in with the 2 eggs. Again, we'll take just a brief minute to wash our hands. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up an onion. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on my videos chopping and dicing and stuff. Everybody, you should know how to cook, cut up an onion. You know, sometimes doing it, I like to just make 4 slices. Again, we're going to use an average size onion. Cooking onions are fine. I like the Vidalia onions. It's going to give us a whole different flavor. So now we cut it up. We're gonna finally chop this, right? You don't want the chunks to be big in a meatball. You want to taste the meatball. You don't want to taste a big chunk of onion. So as we get this, we're just gonna chop it up real fine.